Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's Wednesday's kit class. Today I'll be showing you how to make 3 different gift card holders using the Gnome for Holidays stamp set and getting you ready for Christmas season. Go ahead and hold while I flip and we'll get started. All right. So today I'm going a little bit early. Hopefully you guys are okay with that or either watching live or watching the replay. As you know, my Wednesdays kit classes are awesome because you can get everything for this paper kit for free when you order online from me from between now and Friday using this week's hostess code. So make sure you can get that order in and after you've learned how to make these fun gift card holders. I have 3 different ones, but I use the same stamp set and paper for all 3. I'm using the Gnome for the Holiday stamp set, which is super cute and has these little gnome images that are really easy to color using our stamping blends. Also has some really fun sayings like there's no place like Gnome for the Christmas season, you're a friend like Gnome other, and holly jolly everything. So that's the one we'll be using today and an item I would suggest getting if you're going to get this kit for free. So we have 3 different ones right in front of us. I'm going to go ahead and show you the most basic one first. And probably the most easiest, which is this one right here. There we go, focus in. So you just have a very simple saying on the front and it opens up just like this. And this is where we can slip in our fun little gift card right there. Super cute. And we put our little gnome on the inside and with an extra little saying. Isn't that really pretty? I'm using the Splendor Snowflake DSP or Snowflake Splendor. I always get those switched. But this paper is also really beautiful and uses lots of purples and blues as our snowflake accents. Let me go ahead and grab our pieces and I'll show you how to make it. All right. So as you can tell, this card base right here is pretty much our normal card base. It is 11 by that 4 1/4. And then we have it scored in a couple places. Of course, I will have all these measurements ready for you over on my blog. And I will try to tell you some, but sometimes it gets confusing if I say them too many times without being for sure. And I had a post note on this, so I thought, oh, post note's on here. All right. So I'll turn this over real quick so I can tell you some of these measurements as we go. So I told you our card base, and I'm using that Night of Navy, and I have it scored in 2 places. So we have the regular 5 1/2, and then we added one more at the 8 3/4 for this one. And then we have our Whisper White for the inside, which is our 4 by our 5 1/4, and then we've stamped our cute little gnome girl right there already and colored her in. Let's go ahead and stamp what we want for the inside of this one. Right now using our Night of Navy. It says you're a friend like Gnome other. All right. Get that one ready for us. Just like that, we'll put it on a clear block. And we're using that Night of Navy. A lot of times that's how I decide how to match my ink is I use whatever color the card base is. And it just flows really nicely that way. All right, we're going to make sure we leave a little space over here for our DSP. So I'm going to stamp it just a little bit above her tree hat. Like that. Awesome. And then we have one more item to stamp. So let me do that one over here too. We have this little strip of paper that will go on the front. And that's going to be in the Holly Jolly Everything. Using that same Night of Navy ink. This one we wanted to go a little bit more center. And just press down. There we go. That one looks great. Okay, we can close up our ink because we are done with it for right now. So we have lots of DSP pieces and an extra little white strip as well. Let me show you these. These 2 are the same. These are 2 by 4, and this will go on our side panel right here, and then we'll also go on our piece right over here. Let's go ahead and glue those on now. Let's grab our liquid glue for this since it is paper to paper. And this one's about done. Let me grab a new one. There we go. And the DSP, you can choose which side you want it to have it on because it matches so well either way. Put that right there. Let's go ahead and add this to our card base while we have her out. Like that. I hope you guys are having a great day. Be sure to comment so I know you're here. Even if you're watching the after live, feel free to comment and I can see those as well. All right, so I can either leave it, have it like a snowflake on that side, or have it that way. I think we're going to go ahead and has it fit really fun. Except for we're going to wait for just a second for this one because we need to add our adhesive only on these sides. So give me just a second. Let's go ahead and do our front first. Okay, we'll add our DSP to our front. Like so. And then I have this little strip of Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to connect these two together as well. This just gives that Whisper White a little bit more pop, and we are actually going to pop it up also with dimensionals. This is one of the most basic gift card holders because you are just using a regular paper lines or regular folding of cards, and we're just adding one extra score to create that pocket. Put about 3 dimensionals on here. Okay. And we'll just set that right about in the middle. Perfect. Okay, now this is where we're going to put our other DSP. We're going to add it on right here. And this will fold into our pocket. There we go. Before we use our tear tape on this side, you're going to grab your punch. And you can either use your grid paper and measure where the middle is, or just kind of eyeball it. And we're not going to punch a full circle. We're only going to use about a half or even less. We just want a little bit of a notch. So that way that gift card is just easier to slide out. Just kind of like that. Now let's get our bone folder and we'll crease this part down. You kind of see how that pocket's coming now? It's not looking awesome. Okay. To make it look a little bit more finished, we're going to add this piece of Whisper White right here before we add that pocket. Just add a little bit of glue. And we want to try lining up our Whisper White to our Whisper White right across from us to make it continuous flowing. Okay, now we need our tear tape. This tear tape we're just going to put on the very ends of our pocket over here because we're using this score line at this bottom to hold the gift card at the bottom. Put it right there. I don't know about you, but I think we're be sending a lot of gift cards this year. Just kind of an easy gift to give, and people can use it to shop online with. I know it's going to be a crazy time to go out in public, and this is one way to avoid the actual store, but still supporting the store by getting gift cards. That bottom part is ripping for me, so let me see if I can't get it from the top better. There we go. Let me just fold that part up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to lay this part down. And then you want to stick your bone folder kind of in here to try to make sure our ends are good and that we've created a pocket that we can put things into. So I've just been using like a business card. Let me see if I can find one. Maybe not for this one. But that is it for this one. Isn't that super simple and really easy and doesn't have too many extra things? Love this one. This is one of my favorites. All right. Next, we have one that's a little bit untraditional, and this one's more of a horizontal look to it versus the vertical fold. So this one we would put the gift card actually going in right here in this front pocket instead. And it has a really fun background piece that would be the card base, but it's just one piece of paper. And our card base is what makes our pocket. Super cute. Let me show you the pieces for this one. So we have our card base, which is at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have this Whisper White, which is cut at 7 3/4 by 5, and it's scored at 2 1/4 and by 6. And the bigger part is where we are going to use our top flap for, and this will be our inside here. Let's make sure I have everything. Here's our pool party. And in fact, let's see if it's in here. Oh, there we go. I did use the stitch nested labels to make some shapes early on by cutting them through my die cutting machine. So we have those, so it's ready to go. And then we have our DSP right here as well. And this one is a 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. We're going to do something very similar, and we're going to put our DSP on our side right here first. And you can go either way. I think I'm going to keep it and use that really pretty snowflake side. Right, like that. Okay, before we glue down our edges, we have to do that same thing that we just did with the other one and use our circle punch to create that notch. Again, you can measure it or you can eyeball it, and you only need less than half a circle to create your notch. Awesome. Let me go ahead and stamp before we forget with our pool party. We are going to use 2 of our stamp sets, or stamps from this set. One is the Holly Jolly Everything, and one's a Little Christmas Wish, which is a great one to say when you're given a gift card. Get them all ready for you guys. Okay. Let's ink that up in our pool party. Again, the same color as our card base. And if you want to line it that way so we can kind of see Little Christmas Wish right there. And then we're going to do our Holly Jolly Everything again. I'll go right about the middle there. While we have our Holly Jolly out, let's go ahead and ink up our little nested shape that we have right here. And this one, we're just going to go all over the place. So just ink it and stamp to make a fun background of words. And I'm not even going even on this one, just kind of very sporadic, which is fun. Okay, let's close up our ink so we don't make a mess. And we'll continue on with our parts. I do have our cute little gnome, and he's already colored. Let me see if we can see him okay, focusing in. I used the Smoky Slate Light color for his little beard, and the ivory for his nose, and the pool party for his hat to help him match. And I put dimensionals on the back of him. I like to use the mini ones so that way I can fit them nicely for his little ball on his head. And we're going to just put them in our center of this part here. We're going to flip it over and put some dimensionals on the top of this die. And we only need a couple. Like that. Then let's go ahead and put our tear tape on this side, and we'll attach our label. I was trying to let that glue dry just a little bit before we messed with our pocket too much. Some tear tape on this very end, and try to get closest to the end as you can so you have enough room for our gift card. All right. And get that tear tape off. There we go. And we'll just lay it down like so. Again, you want to kind of burnish your sides right there where the tear tape is, and then stick your bone folder in there to make that pocket. Awesome. Let me go ahead and crease this while we're here. If you wanted to do an extra step, what you could have done beforehand is emboss this with our, I think it's called Winter Snow embossing folder, and that would have created another layer right on this one. But I'll show you what we're doing to help embellish it. Let's go ahead and attach this to our pool party base right there. And this one we're going to go ahead and use our seal for. And get it started. There we go. And one more on the top. Okay. So for the whole month of November, I'll be doing Christmas themed classes for these Wednesdays. And I hope you guys can appreciate it because you're crafters as well. I know sometimes Christmas crafting gets a hard, it gets kind of, what's the word for it? Discouraged because we gotta wait for Thanksgiving to celebrate Christmas, which I understand and love. But if you're a crafter, you don't want to spend the whole month of December crafting. You want to have all your crafting ready to go and just do a couple crafting here and there. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add these adhesive backed snowflakes to our fun little front right here. And these just add a little bit of sparkle. And they're super fun because they already have the adhesive on the backs of them. And I love them. So I've done 3 right there, but I can go crazy and keep on going some more later. But there is our second gift card holder, and it is super cute and easy and will mail really nicely in an envelope. Look how flat that is. That one's a pretty nice flat one. Super cute. I love that little gnome, and I love that background stamping on that nested die there. All right, we have one more to go. And this one is really fun and kind of different. It's a pop-up gift card holder, and it's kind of tiny looking if you look at it like this. This would be great to even put on someone's Christmas tree to have it decorate the tree until it's time to open it. And it will still ship fairly nicely, and they'll just need to use a regular envelope for that. This one has a belly band, so we're going to pull this belly band off and show you what it looks like on the inside. You could go ahead and punch out these edges right here and have them rounded if you wanted. I just left mine straight. You open it up, and inside pops open the gift card in the center. You see that there? Isn't that super fun? I love the idea of this one, that it is a pop open one. And there, I have my business card in here to help us be a gift card today. All right, let's go ahead and get started for this one. Let me grab all of our pieces. To save on time today, I did do a lot of my blending beforehand, but I went ahead and I stamped my little tree trunk on the bottom of this Whisper White. And then we have 2 pieces that are base pieces that we're going to connect together. And we have another piece that we're going to stamp. These ones are exact same of our Whisper White. And those measure at, let's see what they say. That is a 4x2 for our Whisper White right there. Let's go ahead and get all of our stamping ready, and then we will assemble. All right, so we already have our tree, and for this one, I use that really cute There's No Place Like Home, and I'm actually using a darker color of ink. My paper this time is Highland Heather, and I'm using Gorgeous Grape, so that way it pops up just a little bit more. Let me open up our ink, and then we'll get our There's No Place Like Gnome for the Christmas season. And you want to make sure you stamp this before we glue it on, so that way if it smears or doesn't stamp nicely the first time, we can always flip it over. But that one turned out pretty good. Call that one nice. And then let's go ahead and ink up our Holly Jolly Everything. Same color, and do that on our little tiny stitch nested label die. Perfect. All right. So our stamping is done for this one. And let me tell you a little bit how these measurements work for this part here. All right. So what you're going to have first is a piece of paper that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, which is pretty much a basic, half piece of cardstock. And then, so you can make two of these gift card holders out of 1 piece of cardstock. And then you're going to score it. And there will be 2 different sizes. So there will be one that will be a 4 1/4 by 5. And you're going to score this one twice. It's a little bit larger than this one. And we have two score lines. One's at 1 1/4 and one's at 3 1/2. And then this one, we are going to score it. And this one measures at 4 1/4 by now 3 1/2. And we're going to score it at the 1 1/4. All right, so I've already attached on the inside here some tear tape. And I've double done it because we're using this. I've embossed it with these beautiful snowflakes. And you can either emboss it or leave it plain. It's totally up to you. But what we want to do is have these two pieces of our paper are going to kiss. That's right. I said it. These papers are going to kiss, but only on the ends. So let's go ahead and remove that tear tape now. And I'm going to go ahead and try to make this fold just a little bit nicer by using my bone folder. I just roughly creased it earlier. So let me get that nice in there. Okay. All right. Now let's remove both of these parts. And we're going to match them up to kiss together and to make our pocket. For this one, there will be no bottom spot. And so we use our belly band to help keep the gift card in after we've placed in there. So let me go ahead and match up our corners a little bit. This tear tape's really sticky, so I'm trying to be careful not to shimmy it too much. And we'll do it on the same for that one. And then squeeze those in. There we go. Now we can go ahead and add our pieces of paper right here. Grab some liquid glue. Again, all these measurements will be over my blog, so if you missed any of them, no worries. I will have the link later on in our comments. You guys can hop over there and verify it or read all of them. Or if you're watching the replay, you can always pause and listen for it again. I'm going to set this one right in here. Super cute. I just love this gnome set. I think it's so fun. All right, let me go ahead and crease down this one. There we go. And then let me grab our pretend gift card and show you how we'll stick that right in there. And you're just going to slide that in to where it hits that table right there. Fold it in like that. Fold this one in, and this will go over it. Just like that. We're not done yet, though. So now we have our really pretty piece of DSP, which measures at 1 3/4 by 6. And we are going to loosely wrap this around our pop-up gift card holder. And we're going to kind of just place it like this very loosely, and we'll add some tear tape. You could do tear tape on 2 places on this one. If you want to double stick it or just one, it's up to you. Let me go ahead and just do one for this time. So we'll place this one down, and then I'm going to put some tear tape on here. Almost. There we go. Okay, again, very loosely, not too tight. So I'm going to even lift it off so it's not touching my pop-up holder. Can you kind of see how it bubbles there? There we go. You want it to be nice and loose so we can slide it on and off. Oh, let's see. There we go. I'm going to be able to slide it. Perfect. That one turned out great. Oh, that is so pretty though. Look at that paper with this embossed. Oh, I love it. Love it. All right. Next, I have this pool party ribbon that it's from, I think, the Whale of a Time pack, actually. But it matches so nicely, so we're going to use it. And I really like how light this one is. And we're just going to tie a little bow at the top. Just like so. It's going to be a little slippery. You can always fuss with it and adjust it as well. And if you don't have enough ribbon, you can always just do a knot to make a fake bow. Let's see if I cut myself enough. That's not too bad. Oh, in fact, it's a very cute little bitty bow. Cute. Doesn't that ribbon just fluffs up so pretty? So even if it was a bad bow, it still looks pretty. All right, so we'll try to get that a little bit center on that belly band. And then we're going to get some dimensionals and pop them on the back of this guy. And we are almost done. I want to have them kind of close in the middle though, and so that way if it goes over the edges, it's not keeping it from moving. I'll go right about there. This will also help our ribbon to stay in place when we have that on there. The last part of this one is just to add some of those awesome Snowflake adhesive back sequins. If I could figure out where, oh, there they are. They're right there, and they are so cool. Adhesive back snowflakes. There we go. And we're just going to add just a couple, and I would even have added some to the inside of this one if I was you. Just a couple to make it shine. And there we go. We have 2 of this really cute pop-up gift card holder. And then also let's bring back those other ones. We have that fun pool party one with a gnome on the front. And then we have this fun one as well, the Holly Jolly Everything, that opens up to have a cute little gnome girl and the pocket inside. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I hope you guys have learned something new. And these gift card holders have got you excited for Christmas and Christmas shopping and Christmas giving. Have you guys a wonderful week and day, and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.